One of the plays that we see being used throughout history by the controllers to manipulate the masses is their interpretation of the Hegelian dialectic. Now, this is loosely translated as problem, reaction, solution, order out of chaos, but this is an 18th century theory that basically says the human mind cannot understand anything unless it is split into opposites, and then the discussion that's in the middle would be the synthesis or the solution. But the problem that we're seeing today is that this theory is being exploited to manipulate the population. It's kind of the left-right divide and conquer, left versus right, black versus white, keeping all of us fighting amongst ourselves. So while we're divided, they are conquering us by providing us with their solution, their answer to our problems. And basically what we're going to see is that conflict can only be resolved by some global authority, some outside authority, rather than our own sovereignty, our innate sovereignty. So my guest today has actually just released a solo album based on the Hegelian dialectic. This is Prodigy. He's a multi-platinum recording artist and member of one of the most legendary names in hip-hop, Mobb Deep. Prodigy is an iconic voice in the genre. He's always been very outspoken in his lyrics about conspiracy theories, the Illuminati, secret societies. He's also released many critically acclaimed albums as well as books, including his latest, Commissary Kitchen, My Infamous Prison Cookbook. It's a book about food and nutrition in correctional facilities, and it was actually banned in the California correction system because it contained a recipe for alcohol. And when he isn't touring, Prodigy is traveling the United States, lecturing at venues like MIT about the prison system and offering insight on changing the quality of inmates' lives. So Prodigy, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, for real.
Now, I got to admit, I was kind of doing a little bit of research, kind of brushing up on the Hegelian dialectic last week, and after just kind of reading up on it, I see it everywhere. You're seeing it with all the protests. I mean, we are living in it, living, breathing this left-right divide right now at present. Obviously, you're seeing this as you're writing your album. So how are you seeing this playing out presently?
Well, man, I mean, I've been working on this album for the past 3 years. It's a 3-album project. So the one that's out right now is just the first one. And then the next 2 will be coming out soon. Yeah, the whole time making the album, man, just seeing what was going on in the world and then all the way up until what's happening right now, it's like the music for this album, man, just fits perfectly for what's happening right now. Like the name and the album and everything. I mean, that's why it always fit perfect. But now, especially, all the controversy that's going on right now in the world and more than ever before, it's just like, it's a perfect fit for what's happening, you know what I mean? Even like on the album cover, like, you know what I'm saying? Just, the album cover is just dealing with me trying to be a spiritual, good person and do the right thing with myself in this world, and then also dealing with all the craziness with the politics and everything else we deal with these companies, big corporations, and the laws, judicial system, you know what I mean? Just everything, man, is built against minorities, you know what I mean? And it's like now we in a time where it's time to dismantle all of that. You know what I mean? It's time to dismantle that old way of life, man, and grow as humanity. You know what I mean? And grow as people, man, as human beings. You know what I mean? Men, women, everybody, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, we're seeing this resistance where you're seeing the masses kind of have been waking up now for a while. People are really activating, really mobilizing for their certain causes. But the thing that's really kind of disappointing to me is I appreciate seeing the masses kind of awakening, but they don't realize how they're being kind of useful idiots and being paid to protest certain things, or you're thinking, why are you only protesting Donald Trump? Why weren't you ever protesting President Obama dropping all the bombs in the first place that created the refugee crisis? Why are you just protesting now? So we're sort of seeing people being mobilized and their energy and their awakening being manipulated there again with this Hegelian dialectic, because they're being manipulated to bring the outcome that kind of your globalist controllers would want to see happen? How do you want to talk to people and let them see how they're potentially being used?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot on the album on the part one of Hegelian Dialectic, the Book of Revelation. There's a lot dealing with that. Just telling people, man, like, you gotta start, graduate to the next school of thinking, man. Like, you know what I mean? We like I was saying, we in a time for us as humans to evolve. Technology and the world is becoming smarter. Kids are smarter. Like, it's time to evolve, man. And it's good to be out there and protest for rights and things you're supposed to do, but there's a way to do it also, man. There's a way to do it in the times that we living in now. Legally, the legal process, and just doing things the right way. The world is already changing, so it's just gonna happen. So all you gotta do is just follow the right process and live the right way, and don't feed into all of this craziness, man. Because there's a lot of they promoting race war, they promoting religious war. They got us out here protesting, arguing for shit that's not even what we should be protesting, arguing for. Like, you got to be real careful with that type of shit, man. That's not a joke. Now, look, a lot of protests and things from the past, of course, brought us to where we at. It helped change things for Black people, for minorities, for the world. You know what I mean? A lot of the protests helped, with Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, just to name a few. The ones that people really know. Those protests help change things, help, change human rights, civil rights, you know what I mean? And it was a good thing, you know what I mean? But we living in a time right now, super information age, and, it's obvious that anybody could be successful and make a difference, you know what I mean? The right way, without just being so ignorant about it. There's a lot of ignorance out there in the world. And I know that's what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of ignorant people out there to protest. They're doing a lot of crazy ignorance. They're protesting for a lot of the wrong things at the wrong time. They're going about it the wrong way. That's what I would say.
Well, yeah, they're fighting fascism with fascism. They're being violent. They're setting things on fire, rioting, and they're doing this to stop free speech. I mean, I'm presently speaking about the riots taking place at UC Berkeley, where it's mind-blowing because UC Berkeley was the place where they started the free speech movement, where you had college campuses, students fighting for the right to have different versions of political actions and talks and speakers be able to come on their campus, because up until then, free speech wasn't allowed on college campuses. They did away with it. So they were fighting for that. And now we're seeing the exact opposite, where they're actually lighting things on fire to stop free speech on college campuses. What do you think about kind of what's going on there with the millennials?
I mean, anything that stops free speech is not good. like I can't get with that. You know what I mean? I need my freedom of speech. This is what I do for a living. My freedom of speech is my business. That's how I conduct my business out here in this world. America, capitalism. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything you want in this world, man. You know what I mean? This is definitely a great, and this country right here, this country is the best country for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, this country is like a science experiment. It's like a test tube baby. You know what I mean? I got a song called Test Tube Babies, and that's what this America is. Like, they you know what I mean? It's a science experiment, test tube baby like it's a mutant. You know what I'm saying? We're mutants. We're like the X-Men out here. So it's like it evolved into something that is not how it started. It started from foul, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of genocide, a lot of murder, thieving of the Indians' land. But we here now, and it happened. So what you gonna do about it?
In case you haven't heard, InfoWars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. InfoWars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the InfoWars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. InfoWars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the InfoWars store that are only available for InfoWars Prime subscribers. That's InfoWars Prime at Infowars.com/app. If you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.